right, welcome to another lovely Sunday. Um, I want to say good evening in Australia and good morning in Salone and from Musa we get stay as well in the US. Um, Today we look at issues we get to do with sports as usual, and today we guest we na Khadija Ba, we na a soccer player, where they play midfield and they play for William Penn University, and a player we don't show interest. They get intention for play for Sierra Leone if you get the opportunity. Um, I get her with me, and we got to mix English and Creole because Khadija not to understand Creole. Welcome to the show, Khadija.
Good morning, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. All right, that's not the voice of Khadija, and Khadija go do with we at the show for ensure say we move the show forward. Um, First of all, Khadija, tell us about yourself.
Um, I'm 19. I'm 19 years old. Um, I play in the midfield for William Penn University. Um, and before that, I used to play as a striker or on the wing. Um, I've played for Tottenham under 18s. I've played for Brentford development squad. And I played for Enfield Town first team before I came out here to America on a scholarship. Um, that's about it. I play in the midfield now, so I play as a number 8. So I've moved around the pitch a lot.
All right, so basically you mentioned Spurs and some teams in England. So you've been in England before. You grew up in
Yeah, I was
England.
born in England. I'm from there, and then I've moved now to America for school.
Okay, so tell us about your experience playing for or playing with Tottenham Hotspur's under 18 female.
It was a lot different from what I was used to before because I would play with the boys near my house in on the roads, and then when I got scouted with them, they were very strict with the way they trained. So I would train maybe three times a week and have a game every Saturday. It was faster, and the girls were all older than me because I was only 15, 16, and then I wasn't allowed to play games with them until I became 16. The teams that we played against were a lot more harder. They were bigger girls. The girls were just bigger and faster. So I struggled a bit at the start. And then as the season progressed, I got better and I slotted into the team easily.
Okay, so a lot of people seeing you for the first time might want to know what triggers you, what how do you find interest in playing soccer?
Um, it was the boys in school. There was this one Nigerian boy, Andrew. They needed a player to go in goal. So he just put me in the goal. And then started in the goal. And then afterwards, they saw I was fast. So they started bringing me out of the goal. And then it was through playing with the boys in the playground at like in Key Stage One, that I started playing with the boys, and then since then I've been playing ever since. My mum didn't like me playing it, so I stopped for a while. But my dad was okay with it, I think, a bit.
So how do you find it like when you started playing? Was it hard or was it just easy to adapt to?
It was kind of easy to adapt to because I liked sport anyway. When I was small, I used to play basketball instead. It was just basketball now with your feet, so um, it wasn't too hard because I was still quite small. So it was good. It was only when I started moving up in the teams and the playing that it became harder. Because when you're smaller, you're just running and chasing the ball. As you get older, you need to learn skill and everything else.
All right, continue to stay with us. We have to talk more about your career today. Her name is Khadija Ba, one of Sierra Leonean players who are playing. She's playing professional football in the US now, as she's continuing her education. And as you add for her, she played with Tottenham under 18. That's a huge, that's a big boost for her career. And she's here to tell us more. We'll be joined soon by Emmanuel, and we'll talk more about other things. But let's look into other issues that we have to discuss today. As a few days ago or 2 days ago, we see Eastern Lions and All Edwardians been get for unveil the new jersey as they prepare for the Premier League. Well, the male Premier League for Salone go kick off. Hopefully, they'll be promising this month. We hope for see that as we not see fixture it, but we dey see um fixtures them through the one the way where we dey see whether they say na just fixtures where now by rumor. But Edwards don't release the new jersey and Lions also be get for unveil the jersey, home and away jersey with the new players them, and that will look fantastic. The only thing Lions jersey get two different sponsors, the one na free money and the other one na gentle. The first time I see her in sports, but that's good that the teams them they prepare for dress well now in the and for play the league. So it really fantastic, and we hope say that will be um another step where the other teams themselves will take. Then we begin see the jersey them and the players that they don't sign for officially unveil them and also foresee a fantastic league as you dey see from the picture. All Edwardians get couple of addition, the likes of Nanija, the former Alslaf man, they with them also, and lots of people, lots of other players them, they where we know say they enjoying Edwards inside the break for the Premier League itself. So we hope say the League will be one of its kind. This show we listen to that the Max Travis Salon Sports Show and we'll take a short break because we have to bring Emmanuel come in. We'll take a short break and I'll come back. I will join you soon. Continue for stay with me. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. We don't get Emmanuel now. Emmanuel, welcome to the show.
Good evening, Magdalene, viewers all over the world, and to Khadija.
Yeah, we
Thank you
get
for having me
Khadija,
here today.
but Khadija and I professional player. I play for Tottenham also. I just make a known to we say play for Spurs under 18 girls before I move to the US for in education. But Emmanuel, quick one. I will look at the unveiling of All Edwardians, then Jazzy and Easter Lions, where they prepare for the new season. What do you make up of the Jazzy them and the preparation so far from the Premier League clubs?
Thank you, Magdalene. I think this is a good thing we don't see. It means that teams in the land from outside world and we dey see the progress, not only limited to nations that are doing extremely well in top football, but we can't see also the for to copy that. golden part. Because before we hardly see unveiling of team kits. But like we sef don land that now, and that na a very good thing. The only thing we're missing, like I'm seeing teams are bringing in double sponsorship into team jerseys in home and away kits, which for me doesn't make any better sense in terms of football advertisement. But for me, at least this is a good start, and I hope say they will continue on this good trend.
Yeah, talking about double sponsorship, I think that's now from the Lions jersey, the Omen now where we see one get gentle and the other one get free money. It's kind of strange in football world. And Mr. Big for shock where I see him. I ask a couple of questions and people say, well, maybe not so they want to play this year.
In actual sense, Magdalene, it not make sense. And if you get corporate houses where they come in for sponsor a team, you get for share part of your team jersey. One go take the front, which is we're going to refer to as the chest or the belly part, and another go take the shoulder, where go be the arm part. So for maybe it's a corporate battle between the two teams that no one they say I know I want make me brand be seen brighter. So when we go want for make it take the front cover. So teams then can prefer say, okay, instead of we know I lost them to corporate companies there. Okay, what about if we take one name we put on way away and we take the other name we put on way home? But wetin go happen na it get for be something like a limited number of advertisements of this sponsor, because you only get for be advertised by this team when and you are playing away. So and when you are playing home, you're not being seen. So for example, if teams are playing 20 matches, we're only gonna use your brand for 10 matches away, and we get for use the other team and corporate companies their own home advertisement kit for another 10 matches. So it's like a shared advertisement, whereby they could have incorporate them together, like say, okay, you know what? We put one at the front and we put one on the shoulder or the arm, just like the way Rwanda do with the Arsenal kit. You know, you get Fly Emirates in the front and Rwanda gets the arm. Way for me, somehow get for me don't be nice. That in every game when they play, both teams you for don't see them they advertise these two big corporate companies at the country.
All right, but other people go look at them say like the team then and training jersey then can different. Whereas they get one sponsor from this for the training jersey and the training kits and the playing kits. They also they get different sponsor. You think say maybe not that way they didn't think or that for be a perfect way for do this?
Magdalene, these business housings are very very clever. They know that the media attention is more focused on game days, and most of the training kits and people not can give them more attention. Like when you use the match kits, because if you observe, there's more sales being done on match kits instead of training kits. So, for example, if Easter Lions now sign Prince Barry, people, most supporters of Prince Barry go like for buy Prince Barry in jersey, where they use for match day. And most of the selling jerseys are those being used on match days, not those being used on for practice. For practice, for instance, Easter Lions go decide for use different color for them practice, not similar to that of the match kit. Because there is a training kit and there's a match kit, and mostly the training kit and the match kit not can be similar in color. With match kit can be red, but maybe with training kit can be black and move. You know, depends. So and most of the times, attention on media coverage is not much more given to match kit as compared to that, and so to training kit as compared to that of match kit. Now, I remember like when we are here with Gambi Warata and Coach Ibi, like waiting be happen, like you know, it's a clinical football. So in the phone when we need the service with Gavin Warata, that was a request. So you know what? Okay, we won't forget me business on the team. jersey. But it was unfortunate that the Gavin Rata by then has already secured a sponsorship. So the only thing we did was like, okay, we will compensate you by putting it on the training kit. So like it was on the training kit, but it never had that coverage that it required, like in advertisement, like when it's been used on the match kits.
Okay. All right, continue for story with Emmanuel. But again, let we look quick into the preparation of the Premier League itself, the male Premier. We just see the Women Premier League, they continue. Good on Mokbema Queens, they don't get 100% winning record. Even yesterday, they win again. We make they don't get a total of 15 points and then they top the table. But a lot of people will see I'm like it's strange because they play from upline, they don't dominate all the teams for lead, yeah, but they do exceptionally well. But for the male Premier League, if for kick off this month, according to the rumor we get, I think they'll be say even the 19th, that will be next Saturday. But we know they see the kind attention. We know they see the kind, like when they say big league for start, they see the kind momentum we they expect. What do you think about that?
Um, I think first and foremost for me, Magdalene, the infrastructure is not in place for the league for commence. And the Sheikh Stevens Stadium, when are one of the most attractive sports in center for football in our country, presently they're on maintenance. And we don't know how very soon they will release the national stadium for be used for some of them big matches, especially when this get for be an open ceremony. And we therefore need also for take a look at the allocation of fields because we take into consideration how some of this field they ask where the males and get for play, the woman themselves the user. So this allocation of field get for be one of the key to get for surround this league here so for commence and go on smoothly. So for me, I think the Premier League board presently need for take a close look about how are we going to manage these two leagues in terms of field because Magdal, we all know the infrastructure is not that enough. It's not that good, neither to say enough. The pitches that we get available, they are not of that quality standard. You see, and neither to think about the availability. So that are one of the key constraints and presently then way then to go to and also surrounding the finance. For start the league need money. Some of these clubs and get for think about transportation because most leagues games they get for being relocated. And if you do relocate some of these matches, you get for think about the gate taking for able to move teams in within the provinces and back to Freetown and play. So I think that's what thing presently surround the Premier League, but we're in the time for solicit more fun for make the league able to start.
All right. Yeah, exactly. So when looking at preparation, we know hearing much from the Barbarian Warriors, the Cambo Eagles. So like yeah, teams like Lions, Edwards, Blackpool, which they don't sign plenty players them. But we see also the friendly way they go on with the teams them and the one will be end. I think it was FC One that won the yeah. So that was good, but there are teams who need hearing nothing from, especially how they prepare. And this is a Premier League. You need to be open up about it and make sure everybody aware you fans them. If supporter Jazzy, then everybody don't begin buy. Prepare for no now say um on the 19th, now this team they play this, but up to now we don't see fixtures it, except for one fixture people that they pass on our WhatsApp say this team go play this the open match and the fixtures go follow later. It's so embarrassing. And for Bo Rangers, we understand them, they prepare and then lost a very important person. Now then team, may his soul rest in peace, Eric Lansana. Very important person, not only for Bo Rangers, but for Sierra Leone football. Because Eric once be team manager for Team Leone Star as well.
Yeah.
And he always there around the FA and he be doing work for ensure say football improve in the country, Emmanuel.
Yeah, Magdalene, exactly. And I want for extend my condolences to Mr. Eric Lansana and his entire family, home and abroad, for such a sudden miss. And it's a big miss to the football sector back home. And we know how vital and effective this man don't be in terms of football in our country. You know, only surrounding activity within the Bow Rangers, but Amawi also take up in football administration down to a national team. And we suddenly miss him, and we hope say Jehovah go grant her eternity. And when you miss some technocrat like that in the game, Magdalene, it can also affect the smooth running and functionality of the game for make it commence. And if you also take into consideration that presently Bow Rangers are also trying to complete them stadium, the 6,000 capacity stadium, where likely then the hope for get some unveil and use them in this year Premier League. So all that, the board they look at and say, well, what can we do like to incorporate everything together? But as for me, Magdalene, it's really disheartening that at this point in time when the league would expect them for start, we're able to get a full first round fixture, it's don't come up because that's already we use for nothing and so we can start with league that the first round and first in the degree and then see how we're able to get back again for get money for complete the second phase of football in our country. So but we know say by this end of this from now on to Wednesday, we will get a word again from the Premier League board on whether the league will start this weekend the 19 or not.
All right. Okay. That's a bit confusing, but we all say the league will kick off because we're supposed to forget the league season now. No need for we know for no say when this year done, when the league done this time, it start this time. But we still they go round and round and round again. Soon enough, you go begin here, you say that me player day, that person don't take care, that me player day, that person don't. But anyways, welcome to studio guest again. Khadija, I want to come to you back as you na the guest for today, and let's look at the let's now look at your career in the US because you already um told us about your time in England when you play for Spurs and the other clubs you mentioned. That was great. That was great. A lot of Sierra Leoneans don't know about this. That we have a female player who was once part of the Tottenham Hotspurs under 18 girls team, and that's Khadija on the screen. And it's because people don't follow our women footballers much as they do for the male. So tell us now about your time in the US. I know you're in the US for your education, but you're also playing for the university, which is William Penn. So tell us about your experience playing in the US. What's the difference in the two leagues?
Um, okay. I came out here in August, um, and I was playing in the UK first. Then they saw me playing in the UK. Then they offered me a scholarship to come over here instead to play at the university. And playing with the American girls is very different from playing with the English girls because the English girls in Europe and other parts of the world, they're very tactical, whereas here in America it's all physical. Everyone just wants to run and they're very direct. So there's a lack of creativity in the US compared to the UK. But I had to get fit very fast. I had to get a lot more stronger. I had to be in the gym longer than I was used to. And then the women, because they're women here, because I didn't realize that you play until 18 till maybe 25, and most teams have players that are 25, 24, 23 years old, and our team has mainly 18, 19-year olds. So it was a lot harder this season playing in a different country with a different style of play with older women. But it's been good so far.
All right. How how has your season been so far with William Penn?
Um, we haven't had the best season, I will not lie. The season hasn't been the best. Um, we did win. We've won like a few games. We won the games against the harder teams, but the easier teams, we didn't win as many. And then I was injured for the last 4 or 5 games because I had hurt my ankle. And then I finally came back for the last 2 games. But those games were quite good. I scored my first goal in my third game, I think. But the season's been hard because most of the teams that we played against are nationally ranked as well. So these are like the best of the best. So I think next year our season will be a lot more better because we all know how to play with each other now. So
So we want you to like make this clear. Are you playing in the university league or the national league for women?
we're playing. I'm playing in the university league because to in order to study as well at the same time you cannot play. You can't be paid professionally. You can only do that after you graduate from uni.
Okay. So you are 18 and you are playing soccer, you are studying at the same time. How are you managing your time?
Um, at this point in time, it's really just soccer and school. So I'd go to gym in the morning, then go to school, and then afterwards I go to training, and then maybe in the evening me and my friends will go out possibly. But right now it's mainly just focusing on keeping my grades up. So it's mainly educationally focused, and then the football comes second. Um, it's more about just balancing time properly. When there's a gap in the day, you can either study or you can train. You choose either one.
Okay. So because we start earlier, a lot of people are just coming now on the show. Can you please reiterate like the clubs you've played for before? Because Unisa is asking, which club is Khadija playing for in America? But again, another person wants to know the clubs you played for earlier before moving to America.
Okay. So before I came to America, when I was younger, I played for Crookwood under 16s. Then I played for Tottenham under 18s. Then after Tottenham under 18s, I went to Brentford, their development team. And then after Brentford, I went to Enfield Town for their first team. And then I came to America afterwards.
So you actually played for Brentford as well.
Yeah, I played for Brentford for a season.
Okay. All right. It's so Unisa Khadija actually played for lots of teams in the UK before moving to America. Tottenham, Brentford, because those are the team popular in Sierra Leone. uh, Emmanuel and Brentford beat City yesterday.
Yes, the stinging bee. Maggie, they don't only beat City, but they sting City.
They
And they're
did.
gonna stop fight till after the World Cup.
I beg, stop your update there. Don't go back. Don't go back in August. Just stop your update there. Because I know where you're going now. You might want to talk about that 4-0 that happened in August, but
Oh,
it is what it is.
they are the stinging bee.
Okay. So Khadija, what do you like about playing in the midfield? Because you play midfield eight, and I know as a number eight, you are a distributor. You fight for the
Yeah.
strikers. You try to do quality passes for the team to get goals. So, what do you like about playing midfield? Because you said when you started, you were put in the goal to serve as a goalkeeper, but you later move forward because they think you are fast.
Yeah. So initially, after the goalie, I was played as a striker, but I didn't like the fact that the midfield wouldn't give good balls forward. I'd always they'd either kick the ball too far or it would never meet where I want the ball. So then eventually my coach pulled me backwards because he saw that as us girls from like that came from Europe to come to America, we have a better vision compared to the American girls. That's what he said. So playing and distributing those long diagonal balls is what I prefer doing. So I think playing as the eight and it's box to box, so I can both attack and defend, which I like. I like doing both. So playing in that position and being able to stop the attack and then being able to switch it and transfer it into like an attacking position is what I like doing anyway. I like delivering long diagonal balls and then being able to go forward and attacking as well.
All right. Stay with us. She already answered. Khadija, what position did you play in the pitch? Kalfala A Konneh is asking. Kalfala, you've heard from her. She played midfield eight, and she's a distributor. She like box to box. Emmanuel, so what do you think about Khadija? For the second week in a row, we have another player, another professional foreign-based player who is a Sierra Leonean and wish to play for Sierra Leone.
Once more, Magdalene, and kudos to the Max Stadium Sport for short, a tremendous work where you guys then do for promote with sisters then and make the FA and the nation know the type of talent we country get out there. Because without this media, I don't know, waiting for to happen towards the national team in terms of the female football. And once more, congratulations to Khadija Ba, and you've come a long way. Playing soccer in England, we know how challenging it is. It's highly competitive down there. There are a lot of qualities being required to get yourself through the English junior system there. Especially when you're playing within the junior circuit in England, it's very, very competitive. And to make it up there, it means you've done it and you've gone through the hard way. Congratulations, my sister, and keep it up. And Magdalene, I think Khadija will be a very good addition to the national team because these are the type of players we need around, a box to box. It means she has the engine. To do the box to box, you need a big engine. We normally can say smaller body, big na engine because a lot of energy is being required. You see the likes of Kante that can do box to box. He's small in size, but he has the engine. Yeah. So, and having short type of qualities, they are not too plenty, Magdalene. It's maybe out of 10, you only find one with short attributes and qualities. So for us being able to identify short a potential in our nation, I think it's high time that the stakeholders start to give attention on how we can incorporate her into the female team and into the system, whereby what she has can be executed for the nation and we see a better outcome of her than us sitting back, letting some of this potential just die out. Now she's focusing, she's on her studies. She's playing like the college league. Who knows, maybe after her studies, she must deviate into a field that might end up killing her career or her appetite for soccer. So it all depends on how now the FA rally around her. So by the time she finish her course, she might take soccer into her professional height instead of her focusing into her career of studies of life. So once more, I want to ask my sister to please keep the good work. Don't give up. And we know the difference that sport is making in our life. It can take us to places wherein it's amazing unto us. But two sports, those that are very difficult to enter, are very easy for us to enter. So keep it up, and we know that one day we'll see you in the green, white, and blue for Mama Salo.
All right, that's Emmanuel, the great chief analyst of Max Tribune. All right,
I
so
miss
don't forget
Jerome. I miss
everybody have a
Jerome.
good Jerome in timing. Jerome say they work Sunday now, Jerome they work Sunday and the time when you get chance Tuesday, we self busy now. So we got for friend time for we all meet because I really want to expand one show when I for international football fans them let them can argue themselves. But I don't know when everybody got available. All right, Khadija, back to you. We have lots of comments on the comment section asking Kafala is asking if you've won any trophies in your career.
I've won Golden Boot since I've been playing in secondary school every single year. Every single year I've won Golden Boot. I've won in the secondary school when I was in secondary school, we won our league title every single year when I was there. We have this competition called street soccer. It's like football, but there's different rules. And I represented England in that one, and we won that one in Scotland. We beat Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland in that. So I got the trophy for that one. And then we didn't win the English Cup out of all the schools in England, but we came 16th. We were the last 16 in that round. I've got trophies in other sports, but that's all I have for football so far.
So you play other sports as well. Tell us about that.
I did.
Maybe
I did 100 and 200.
You will be a multitasker.
Yeah.
I did 100 meters and 200 meters, and I got gold in 100 for 1 year. Then I got gold in 200 for the 3 years in a row in our region, and then I did basketball for a while, but it's more athletics. and soccer.
Okay, okay. So you like do you like soccer more than the other two?
Yeah, I do. Now I do.
And now
Before I
you only
didn't.
now you're only focusing on soccer.
Yeah, right now it's just soccer and track.
Or you're doing track as well professionally.
Um, I'm gonna talk with the coach and we're gonna see because he needs to do timed runs for me because the last time I timed my run it was like 100 meters in 13 seconds. So I need it to be like 12
12.
if I want to
Okay.
compete.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. We'll keep an eye on you because we have a couple of athletes as well, and we like to talk to sports people. And if you are doing athletics, then that's great as well. So let's talk about you winning golden boots every single year in secondary school. Uh, was that the time when you were playing as a striker or when you started playing as a midfield eight?
Um, That was as a striker, but then I got dragged back to play the 10 instead. But I was still scoring more because at that point, I would score from outside. Because I learned if you score from inside the box, it doesn't matter because a goalie isn't going to save that. If you can score from outside the box, the keeper will get angry even more and the other team will look silly as well. If I can score from outside the box, I don't care. So I just started learning to shoot from outside the box. So most of my goals came from outside, and I still, even as the midfielder, I still scored more than the strikers did. So.
Okay, a question here is saying, first of all, before that, Romeo Award says, thank you for choosing Sierra Leone. We are other think that there is no hope. God will surely bless you. And Mohammed is saying, Magdalene, can you please search for more female players around Europe and America who are Sierra Leonean willing to play for the country? Yes, we'll do that with the help of Rashida, Yusuf, and other people. We will definitely do that. A question from Rashida. If you are called to play for Sierra Leone under 20, will you be available?
I would take it. I would I would play for under 20. I think I would do it in a heartbeat.
You'll
Um,
be happy to play for under
I would
20.
play for. I would do it. I would.
That's a good one.
I'd do it.
But tell us about this street football. You represented England, and you did you say you win the trophy or you went
Yeah,
to the
we won
quarterfinal?
that one. We beat all the other countries in that one.
You beat Scotland, your neighbors.
Yeah, they weren't happy. They weren't happy that we were. They didn't like that we won.
They'll
They did
never.
not like it. It was even at that point where after that game, because before when I went to play that, I was thinking about playing for Sierra Leone, but then that tournament, I was like, I don't want to play for England. After that tournament, I was like, mm-mm.
Why?
But
Why?
it was good because when we play, even though we're born in England, we're black. At the end of the day, anything happens, they will throw you to the wolves and just say, no, she's Sierra Leonean. Like her parents are from Sierra Leone. She's Sierra Leonean. Like when we played against Wales, Wales weren't happy because me and Zainab, we were the two girls that weren't white. We weren't English for them. So when we would win or when we would score, they'd get angry and they'd be like, "Are you English? Are you even English though?" They'd question if you were from the country, and I was like, well, fine, I won't be from your country. I'll play for where I'm from. And when we beat you, I don't want to hear anything about it. They don't want to accept that you're one of them as well, which is fine because I'm not one of them. So it was after that tournament, even though we won, I was just like, I don't think I want to play for England because no one's going to see me as English. And at the end of the day, there's our home countries that are, we've got enough talent. Why would I let Sierra Leone not have any players if England has more than enough players to play for them. They've got English girls. Sierra Leone has Sierra Leonean girls everywhere, but they don't come to Sierra Leone to play. If all of us came together and played, we'd be better than half of the English girls here because most of the foreign teams have our players to play for them.
Okay, Emmanuel, that's a that's a good one. I think Khadija is ready. She's ready for this, and we're just looking forward to the Sierra Leone Football Association to start sending those contact letters, invitation, and we want to see the likes of Khadija, the likes of Shade. But the good thing about them, all of these girls are below 19. So they have a good age bracket to play for a very long time for Sierra Leone, and making decisions like this earlier in their career, it's very much important. So, Emmanuel, what do you think about what Khadija say about the color issue, and not accepting them because of they do believe they are not white, and she think from that time our best choice should be Sierra Leone.
And Magdalene, what Khadija just said is true, and it's general, and it's still existing in the sporting cycle. It's not only existing in soccer, but I'll tell you, even in cricket, in Australia, we have what we call a foodie, which is the rugby league. It's also part of it. And that's why today people are like focusing back to country of origin, because this aspect of you were only born here, your parents aren't here, is one of the key factors that is presently affecting the beauty of the game. I will give you another highlight. Like, to make it out here, really need to be in the top of your games. If not, your racial statement will kill you out easily. Because we are presently in an area where nations want to protect and present their brand. So if you are coming in, you really need to be extremely good. And when you're extremely good, the stats will speak for you. You don't need to sit down. When they say whatever they want to say, when they look at the statistics, they realize that you're top notch. To shut up and get it done the right way. I have some of our friends that went to oversee Magdalene, like the sofa shots things that you went through. But one of the key words we keep on telling him that, bro, let the stats speak for you. And when he went in and fixed himself and started punching the goals, there were a lot of voices that were negative started becoming positive. And today, they're in the top tier of the league. So what my sister have just said is true, Magdalene. There's a lot of discrimination in sports because of heritage. But that doesn't mean we're not going to focus in what we want to be. This is your
Yeah.
born talent. This is what was given to you. Maximize it and allow the statistic to speak for you. And one quality you've just mentioned, scoring out of the box. Magdalene, it shows the type of power and strength Khadija is built of. Because
Yeah.
it really upsets goalkeepers when you can score out of the box. It makes them look very useless, sorry for the word, or they don't look good. Yeah. But when you score in the box, it's a joint responsibility. It's like loose tackle, poor covering from the defenders. But when you score out of the box, that's what we call good goal. It means poor positioning from the goalkeeper. It means
Yeah.
you're either out of your line or your distance between the frames are not properly covered.
Yeah.
So normally they could put more of the blame pressure on the goalkeeper. So that's why you see they get upset. Because by then it's not a shared responsibility. He has to take it.
Yeah.
So for you punching goals from far range,
As a
Magdalene,
midfielder,
yeah, it's a welcoming news for our nation that we can have someone we can use from under 20, under 23, up to the female national team. These are tools that we should not allow to go down like that as a nation. And being a number 8, it means you can also play as number 10.
yeah.
And as what you've just said with your box to box agility, you can be the next Kevin De Bruyne, you know. Yeah, the next Kevin De Bruyne. Who can hit the ball from every angle and get it into the net. So these are some of the attributes, Magdalene. It's hard to find. And when you find them, don't let them go down. Because if you allow them to go down, it will take another years or generation before you can identify them or find them again.
Yeah. All right. We got a very experienced coach currently watching us, Coach Puzi, Jonathan Rhodes. Is watching, and he said it's like Khadija have the basic. Well, when a coach says that, it
Yeah.
means is really impressed. But also, Khadija, someone is asking, Rogers from Turkey is asking, by the way, this program, everyone across the world who likes football or sport is watching us, Khadija, and later on we can have more views because people come after and watch the video. So, Yusuf is saying, what should we expect from you if you are given the opportunity to play for Sierra Leone under 20?
Uh, dedication and commitment to the team, number one. And then number two, I'd hope to, if I was to be played in a midfield position or a winger or anything attacking, I'd love to have as many assists as I can or goals as possible. Really and truly, I'd just like to be able to connect with the team. Being able to connect with the team and then winning games, or at least tying games or not conceding any games, any goals in a game.
Okay. Um, I've been watching your highlights and they look fantastic. I can see the goals you scored from out of the box, the far range passes you you connected your teammates with. But tell us a bit about some of your challenging moments in the game.
Challenge. It would be accepting injury. Like if I, because playing in certain positions, you don't want to come off because you understand. It sounds cocky, but you understand you're the better player to play in that position. You don't want your team to lose, and you don't want someone to take your spot. So if you feel that pain in your ankle, you're gonna continue to play. Or when you know you're not ready yet, you still go back to play. So it's just those are difficult moments. I think one of those games in that game, I had twisted my ankle with the game before, but I didn't say anything only because I wanted to play. But then after that game, I was out for maybe 7, 8 games because I hurt it so bad because of that. So it was like difficult times are accepting when you're injured and knowing if you accept it, you'll come back quicker. And then also not being able to bond with the team. If you don't connect with your team, it doesn't matter how good of a player you are, you're not gonna look good. The team's not gonna look good. You're just gonna look really bad as a player. So
Are you talking to Cristiano Ronaldo?
yeah.
All right. From Rashida, she's saying, Khadija, it's amazing hearing such from you. Can't wait to play along with you, but it's not gonna be easier though for you in the midfield. Be ready to battle it with the likes of Sarah Bangura and Kadia to Aza Kamara. Giselle, I'm just kidding. Welcome home. So that's Rashida, another player, and she's fantastic. She's the one behind this, like trying to get all of you together at this stage because she think with you guys coming in, it will be a game changer for Sierra Leone, for women football in Sierra Leone at the international scene. And it will be a motivation to the girls playing the national league at home as well. All right. So we'll take a little bit break with Khadija. We'll come back to you with more questions coming in. But let's
Okay.
go for the New South Wales African Cup. Emmanuel, we own cup. Yesterday was very nice, Una score Boku goal. Now, not only beat Boku Boku yesterday. Tell me about the game, Emmanuel.
And thank you once again, Magdalene. As early on, as I've been telling you that as Cape Verde, and we're taking one game at a time, and we're into this for a reason, and we pray that God will help us for fulfill the purpose of being in this competition. And yesterday we have a very good one. It was a win, must win for us to seal us into the quarterfinals of the tournament. And last week draw with Nigeria was in that pleasing to us. We take that draw there as a loss, and we went back and the technical staff had a discussion, and we sat back and realized what was our lapses, and we worked hard on it. And it was a really challenging week for the boys. They were heavily drilled this past week, and a lot of formations were brought in, and we look at what was fitting to be used against and the Togolese that we were playing, and we went back and take a look at some of their weaknesses and players that we could use that could easily give us an access to those weaker points. And so that was what we did, and luckily for us, we were able to kill the game within the 25th minute. And as Leon told you that We encourage our fans to come back this weekend, feel motivated, feel encouraged, and we are very happy. At least we didn't disappoint them, and we give them a good smile for this week and for the weekend to come.
Yeah, earlier on before the Cape Verde match, we saw a disappointing moment for Ghanaians. As you can see from the screen, they were beaten by Congo, Brazzaville, and that was a goal. The only goal was scored by Oumar Touré. It was a very nice header, fantastic goal, and Oumar ends up to get an early exit. He was showed the red card, and the Congo also went on to get another red card. So it was 9 men against 11, but yet the Ghanaians were unable to level the scores.
Yes, Magdalene, and it was one of the biggest game yesterday again in this tournament, whereby only what Ghana needed was a draw to seal them into the quarterfinals. Congo Brazzaville needed a win. It was a must win for them. So, and remember in earlier programs that you did, and I made mention of the Congo Brazzaville boys that they were the underdogs in that group A. That they should not be underestimated. They can bring surprises in matches. And we saw what they did when they played against Sierra Leone. They brought in a surprise. And when they played against South Sudan, even though they lost, but they gave South Sudan a very tight match. I kept on saying that let's watch out for this team. And yesterday, the way they started the match, they allowed Ghana to be very unstable from the first half of play. So what the boys did after they had their goal and they conceived the red card, they played Ghana on the break. And Ghana, we are in a form of urgency. They want a goal, they want a goal. And because of they were in the state of urgency, they were making mistakes. So what did the
Yeah,
boys do because of the red card? The sit, play compress defense, and go on the break. And when they lost the ball, they compress again on their defense because they were 2 down in red cards.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, Ghana weren't able how to knock the ball around and penetrate into their defense because of the urgency. They were rushing on the boys. And as soon as they start to rush, the boys were just clearing the ball out.
Yeah. All right, Emmanuel, let's hear from Oumar Touré, the match winner.
Honestly, it was a good game. I feel good. It was a good goal. But I think I won the game, but at the same time, I think I lost the game. You know what I mean? Because that red card, 2 men down, we could have lost the game. But with 9 men, we play hard. We play to the death. Before the game, we said we'll come here. We're gonna win. And that's what we did.
You scored the only goal,
Yeah.
and that header was fantastic. And after that, in the second half, we saw the referee showing you the red card. And was that a bit disappointing?
I wasn't happy about that red card. I'm very disappointed about that red card. I'm not happy about that red card.
Do you blame your reaction?
I think so. I think with me, I have a quick temper. I get very angry when someone talk bad about me, and then I just reacted. I wasn't thinking. I let my team boys down. I let my boys down. I let myself down. I let the fans down. I guess I just have to learn from my mistake and go on. Hopefully, I don't get banned for too much.
So, what are you thinking for the next match? Because by the look of things, you might miss the next match. So, do you think the management of Congo Brazzaville should put in a petition?
I definitely think so. I don't want to miss next match. I don't want to let my boys down. I want to play. I want to play to the death. I don't want to lose. Hopefully, we can go further in the competition.
You've got a couple of goals because I could remember you had goals against Sierra Leone,
Yeah.
and you scored again today. So moving forward, do you think you will be able to compete for the Golden Boots?
I'm on 4 goals right now. I'm sure other teams winning like 10 goals, 10 something. I think I'm up there, but there's other boys over me. So hopefully I'm not too far off.
So what will be your message to the fans as you are the match winner and at the same time, disappointedly, the referee showed you the red card?
I have no comment on that. I blame myself. I blame my reaction. I blame my temper.
All right, that was Oumar Touré, the goal scorer for Congo Brazzaville. Well, I will not bring you every interviews because I have a lot of interviews. But let me just take this one from Hassan Jallo, who It's now on. I think he's now sitting on 7 goals, and he's one of the top scorers in the league. And he's got 2 hat-tricks, and it's been a fantastic play. A couple of assists as well for the Cape Verde side. Let's hear from what he says in this interview.
I think it was a great start today. The boys came ready. We started well. Scored a couple of goals in the first couple of minutes, which kind of like put the spirit down. So after that, it was quite easy for us to go in behind them.
You've been one of the top goal scorers of the tournament. I think about 7 goals now in your name. And what's the magic? Like people thinking Hassan has been scoring goals after goals.
Yeah, well, I've come from a very, very tough season, and I've been scoring since like maybe a couple of months, and when I came in here, so it was just that momentum and that hunger of just scoring every single chance that I get. So it's been going with me for the past couple of weeks since I came. So it's been good to get goals for the team.
2 seasons ago, you won the Golden Boot as the goal king, and do you think you will clinch it again?
Yes, for sure. I think that that's my aim for this season, obviously to win the tournament. But as an individual, I'm trying to get that trophy again if I can win it. So far, so good. I just need the team support so that we can push it together and trying to get the 3 points every single week.
Every player playing striking role in the Cape Verde squad has a goal to their name. Do you think scoring more goals will take you as far as the finals?
Yes, for sure. I think that has been one of our biggest weaknesses, just through that finalization, which now this season I think we've got it. So we're just waiting for the rest of the maybe tournament to come, see maybe in the finals if we keep the same momentum. I just wish the boys keep scoring every single week.
So what will you say to the fans?
I just want to say thanks for everyone coming down and giving us that support. And hopefully we'll see them next week again for the finals. Can't wait to go again. Let's go Cape Verde.
No, Hassan, no, not the final, the quarters. All right, then let's go now to Sierra Leone. Well, the Sierra Leone male team disappointedly gets for bow out of the tournament after they lost 2 matches earlier against Ghana and South Sudan, against Ghana and Congo. But then we bounced against South Sudan, draw 2-2, and yesterday they beat Senegal 3-2. But that's not enough for take them to the quarterfinals. But guess what? The girls did very well, and they've been on a 100% winning record with Coach Ibrahim Cissé. The girls won 2-1 against Ghana earlier yesterday. Let's hear what Coach Ibrahim Cissé has to say. Coach Ibi, congratulations! You got like a 100% winning record in the tournament as the defending champion and going strength to strength. Tell us your secret.
It's just to keep the team positive, to keep the team determined, and keep the team focused on the overall goal, which is to win the tournament. So it's all about keeping the girls together, make sure everything is positive and on the right track and everybody's on the same page so we can win.
Tough match today against Ghana. Your girls had to do extras to get the winning goal.
Yeah.
Was that scary?
Yeah, at times. Early kickoff, a bit warm today, warm conditions, a bit hard for the players, but I know that's for both teams. Just more of taking the chances, really. It came down to in the final third to take chances. We didn't do the best today, but we managed to get enough chances to win today. So that was.
Did you think the Ghanaian goalkeeper was a bit well in position? That was the reason your girls missed so many chances?
Yeah, combination of both. She made some great saves. There's some opportunities when we did have one-on-one, but we couldn't find the left or right corners. And then a couple of our finish shots on goal wasn't the best, so it's a bit of a combination of both, but credit to Ghana, they stuck in and they made it tough for us today.
So next week you play Congo.
Yeah.
What are your expectations?
Hopefully we're looking to build a bit more better on the attack, and we played really well coming from the back, so hopefully we can take our chances early on so it makes it an easier game for us. But we know that Congo is looking to come and make it challenging for us, so we have to be at our best again so we can get another 3 points for that.
You keep missing some important players. Are you like getting any hope of bringing them together by next week?
I do know that it's yes, that because if it's a late kickoff, we should have all our players available. But yeah, it's going to be they should be available for that, and hopefully once we get our full strength team, we'll be able to get a result. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Right, that was match post-match interviews with coaches and players in the New South Wales African Cup. That's our competition in Australia. A lot of people asking questions if those players can play for Sierra Leone. Yes, we have a couple of them. Hassan Jallo can play. He's scoring banging goals. He's a Sierra Leone. He just came back from Europe. He was playing in Iceland and he returned back to Australia. But Emmanuel, what do you think about Omar, the Sierra Leone team, and we've talked a bit about the the Cape Verde side, but again, Hassan is sitting on 7 goals, 2 hat-tricks, couple of assists to his name. What do you think about his progress so far in the tournament?
Yeah, thank you, Magdalene. First of all, let me start with Omar Toure. And that was an indecent act put up by Omar. And if
Now the first tall man we get Wamat.
Yeah, exactly. If I would advise, for my own personal view, I would advise like the technical team not to put any petition against that act, because if they do, they might lose their appeal and he might sit out for maybe 2 or 3 matches. So with them accepting that, I think it was a straight red card, he might only miss the quarterfinals. Yeah,
And
which
that will be a big miss for Congo because he's got 4 goals. Is the top scorer for Congo in the tournament.
yeah. And next, this coming weekend, Congo Brazzaville will be playing Sudan, and he's one of their key attacking force that they have. So him being out of that squad means a big blow for the Congo Brazzaville squad. But these are boys and who can grind well and who never gives up until the dying minute of the clock. And
Yeah.
coming to Hassan Chalo, and he has gone very fast for the past few years. And presently with his participation in this year tournament, Magdalene, Cape Verde are only using Hassan Jallo for a maximum of 60 minutes in the pitch. So like they've given him a target. Within 60 minutes, you must get the job done. If you can't get the job done, we're arresting you. And we see what he's doing. The start is speaking. So you need to have the technical side that knows what they are doing. There are times, there's a point where you need to demand from your players that, guys, it's business time. That's what I'm demanding for. And when the players can understand that the demand is for their own progress, you start having the results. So if you observe the front and force of Cape Verde, they have been demanded from that. Bro, I'm demanding this from you within this time frame. If you don't give me this, this is what I'm going to do. They know it. So they're reacting to it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, we accept it. Then there will be some 1 or 2 adjustments along the line. So
Yeah.
that's what is happening presently within. And for the Sierra Leone team, Magdalene, Coach Ibi is one of the best female coach presently I've seen within the competition. And he's a football lover, Magdalene. He's one of the guys that knows how to control his emotions. Because,
Clinical football.
thank you. I admire him so much, Magdalene, the way he balances his emotion in the game. Because managing female in football, Magdalene, it's very, very difficult. Because today you will see them in a good mood. Within the next 2 hours, they're in a different mood. Especially when they start running and this adrenaline start pumping out. There's an easy mood switch. But this is a guy that knows that how to balance the emotions of his players. There are times presently you see he wouldn't have the squad that is required from what he has planned. Maybe before the match start, some of them will start texting them, I can't make it at this time, blah, blah. These are ladies. At the end of the day, he will sit back, take a deep breath, say, okay, I'm going to move to this formation. This is what I'm going to play. This is what I have. This is what I'm going to use. And we have to accept it. We as Sierra Queens, we play as a team. And they're giving him the results. So that's what I love about him, the way he's able to balance his emotion, that even with nothing, he can bring out something out of it.
Okay.
And I'm wishing him good luck and for him to continue the good work.
All right, Emmanuel, can you take us through the teams that qualify for the quarterfinals?
Yeah, well, we see South Sudan have made it in Group A, and South Sudan will be playing in the Central African Republic. And they'll be playing on at 3 p.m. likely. And we also see Zimbabwe will be playing against Nigeria, and Sudan will be playing against Congo Brazzaville, and Cape Verde will be playing against South Africa. So there's
So you,
something very technical that's happened, Magdalene. In
yeah,
Group A, South Sudan and Congo Brazzaville qualified.
yeah,
And if you come to Group B, Sudan and Central Africa qualify. Central African Republic qualified. Group C, Zimbabwe and South Africa qualified. You remember for Group C, last year there was a saga
yeah,
between Sierra Leone in determining the minor position. And
yeah,
in determining the minor position, it's not on a goal difference. It's when two or more teams are of equal points, the minor position shall be determined by the head-to-head rules. So when it comes towards the head-to-head rules, now that beating compete. And South Africa has always looked at this head-to-head rule and worked towards it. So when they met Cameroon, they defeated Cameroon. So Cameroon had a draw yesterday with Cameroon had a draw yesterday with Zimbabwe 1-1. And South Africa had a win against Madagascar. So them and Cameroon were of equal points, 10-10 points. But when you take at determining the minor position, that is who to qualify as in the second position, South Africa defeated Cameroon. So that was how South Africa qualified and came second
so
in
they
that
are
group.
lucky. They are lucky always to go through with that
Always, for the
particular
past 3 years, this
rule.
rule has been protecting them. And we've always said like this rule is a bad rule within a competition, within a
Yeah.
tournament. It is applicable for qualification series. But this is a tournament. You cannot apply short rule in a tournament. But when you call an AGM for some of these schools to be removed or be amended, administrators are not showing up for this
I think the
AGM.
South
It's just
Africans
been
are
adopted.
lucky. They are lucky here when they had similar issues with Ghana for was it the World Cup qualification or African Cup in Africa?
Yeah.
They wanted a replay, and that never happened. They were pushing for a replay. CAF didn't listen to them. All right,
Yeah.
let's come back to Khadija and we'll go to the World Cup squad list. We just take few and then we'll round up for today. I know you want to talk about Arsenal topping the table before Christmas, but that's it.
Until December,
Manchester,
we are number one.
and after December, Manchester United winning the trophy. Um, okay, Khadija. So looking at it now, you've decided that you want to play for Sierra Leone, and that's very much important. So tell us what are your plans and your expectation from the Sierra Leone FA at this moment.
Um, just more commitment to like the ladies' side of the game, because the only way we're gonna get like committed players to stick with the league is by having like respect from the people that are in charge of it. Because when I did speak with my family about playing for Sierra Leone, they were like, "No, they're not going to take you seriously. Why would you waste your time doing that?" Some of them were supportive of it, but others were like, "Don't do it because you won't be taken seriously." But other than that, I'd just like to be able to play. Really and truly, I just want to play. I just want to play with the girls. I want the other women to also be happy with me playing with them. I'd like for a system to be created with the younger girls and women in Sierra Leone themselves, so there's more homegrown talent as well. So it's not just a case of foreign-born players are coming in and taking spots, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. But you talk about the time you want to convince your family about playing for Sierra Leone. How do you succeed in doing that? Because there was for and against.
So like my immediate family, they were fine with it. They were like, "Yeah, go for it. Play for the country you want to play for." Um, But others were like, the infrastructure is bad. There isn't going to be anything for, there's nothing for you there, sort of thing. So it was more of like explaining to them, like, this is your home country. At the end of the day, when you go out, someone asks you, what country are you from or where are you from? You say Sierra Leone proudly. So why can't I play for the country as well? So it was more of a, why is it you don't want to accept Sierra Leone as the home country that you want to represent if you're proud to say, I am Sierra Leonean, sort of thing.
Okay. All right. So let's look now at your plans for the future with at the end of your studies. What are you hoping to achieve in terms of your soccer? Do you want to go back to Europe or you stay in America?
I think playing soccer, I think I'd go back to Europe. I like the football here, but it's very direct and physical. It's not, there's a lack of soccer IQ over here. Like, they're very direct. They're not as creative as you'd want a player to be. I'd probably end up in Spain or Italy or not Italy, I lied, never Italy. Somewhere in Spain, Spain or Norway with the Swedish girls, because the Scandinavian girls are like Americans, but with technicality to them.
So why not Italy? You're quick to trash Italy. Like, no, not Italy.
Oh no, because when I was smaller, I watched Balotelli growing up. I don't need all the people screaming at me. I don't need that. I don't need none of that. I don't need.
But you didn't mention your bad country, England. You don't want to play because the Super League is now competitive with more fans watching.
I forgot about them. I wouldn't mind, but me personally, I would like to at least play in Spain, because Spain, they play so well. I'd want to play for a while in Spain and then go back to England. I always have England to fall back on to play in the leagues over there.
Okay. All right, let's look at some questions and then I'll get to Emmanuel for the World Cup. Max, thank you for bringing the world to the people. Thanks, Kefala, for following as well. Keep on the good work. You are one of the hope for Sierra Leone. That's a compliment for you, Khadija, from Yusuf. And someone is saying the future of Sierra Leone is bright. That's from Unisa. And someone is watching from Freetown, Sierra Leone. I'm watching live. Good job, guys, from Wilson. Looking for questions. All right, let me check the phone. Okay, from WhatsApp here. Someone is saying it is good that young girls like Khadija are showing interest now to play for Sierra Leone. That means our football is growing. But she mentioned infrastructure, which is very poor. We hope those in charge will look into that and start putting things in place so that our foreign-based players will have a comfortable atmosphere when returning home. My question for Khadija is, if she has a call from the England team now, will she reverse a decision?
I don't see myself.
Y2K. Someone says Y2K.
I don't see myself being called for England. If England did call me, I'd have to sit and think about it. I don't know. If it was a youth team, I might, because I can switch as a senior to still play with Sierra Leone. I don't think I would. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I would.
Is it that you've seen it as a competition, you can't win, or you think they are not culturally accepting the color, or you're having this issue with racism?
I've spoken with girls that have played in England. I've been in the training places where they play. I've seen the players. I don't know if, because I have my heart set on playing with Sierra Leone right now, only because that's where I'm from. Like, I'd like to represent that. If England were to call me tomorrow, I cannot guarantee that I will always play with England. Oh, right. Sierra Leone, I cannot guarantee it as well, but Sierra Leone, at least I know this is where I'm from. Like, at the end of the day, I play for England. If I played for England, if I was to mess up, like Saka messes up, anything happens, oh, she's not one of ours. She just happens to be here.
Why do you call Saka? Are you an Arsenal fan?
I am an Arsenal fan every day, all day, since I was a child.
I know, because you keep talking about sports, you're talking about Brentford, and I know these are the Londoners. So yeah, it's 2 against me. 2 Londoners against Manchester.
Right. Against the village, the city against the village.
Manchester is not a village, it's a city. All right, Khadija. So, tell us, what was the dressing room like in Tottenham and Brentford when you were playing for both clubs?
There was always music playing. There's always a speaker with music playing.
I
There's
see,
no,
like
no.
someone who like dancing. Do you
I do
dance?
like dancing. With the right people, I will dance.
Salone Titi.
So, apart
Uh,
from the music, what else in the dressing rooms?
I don't know. We just be eating sweets. Everyone is laughing. Everyone's joking. It's Gatorade, Lucozade. That everyone drinks that religiously. They drink that more than they drink water sometimes.
Okay. All right, let's take this question from Unisa. He said, Khadija, is there any other female player of Sierra Leone descent you know in the USA?
In the USA, the girls of Sierra Leonean descent, a few of them have already been snatched up by the US women's national team, and they would not change their mind about playing for Sierra Leone. They'd stay with the USA. I know I have a I have a cousin that plays in America as well, but I think she would play for the USA. Most of the girls here in America, they will not. They will stay with the USA.
Why do you think? Is it because about the infrastructure, the finance, and
Um, it's the USA. Everyone wants to play for the US women's national team. If I had the option to play for the women's national team, I think I would take it. They're like an inclusive version to an extent of England. Like
oh,
they have all these players, and then the culture of the team before anyway, not now. Before it was like we are gonna win. They had a drive to win, whereas now not as much. So I don't know. Actually, I wouldn't play for them anymore. Right now, the US women's national team is not the strongest team in the world. They're not the best ones to me anyway. But
yeah.
they have a drive, and they've got the right sort of coaches sometimes.
All right. Tell us about your social media account. I think you got some people who want to follow you. Are you on Instagram? I know you.
Yeah. I'm on Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I don't know how to use Facebook. Um, but my Instagram is I don't know if I can comment it because
Yeah.
K dot oh, K dot S
Oh,
I.
guys, we're talking to Khadija, a former sports player. She played for
Oh,
Spurs,
did I put it in the
and
wrong place? I put it in the chat.
yeah, so it's K dot
Oh,
Sixin, KSIXN. Is that
K
the one?
dot K dot SIXN.
All right, I'll put it in the chat. All right. So this is Khadija's social media. She only use Instagram. Are you on TikTok?
I am on TikTok. I don't post on it. I'm gonna start posting on TikTok.
All right. So when you start posting, let's know so you get those Sierra Leonean coming to follow you. All right. Quickly, we'll talk about the World Cup preparation, and then I'll ask Khadija which of the two teams she will support because she's between England and America, and they're both in the World Cup. But let's wait. Emmanuel, what's your take about the team list? We're not calling all the names, but let's take big issues that happen in England. There's issue with Tammy Abraham and is it Kevin Phillips, and other people have issues with Spain team not calling the Ramos, the Gear, and some big names drop out of some squads. So what do you think about that?
Magdalene, it's not a surprising thing in football. And oh, there are times what the media wants is quite different from what the coach wants. Because every coach has a system that they want to play with. And playing with a particular system, you need the tools that are adequate. If they are not appropriate, but at least let them be adequate for your system. And with that, secondly, you need also a control of your squad. And one of the key person I give respect to is Dishka of France.
Mhm.
You can build Lionel Messi, but if he can't have the control of you in his camp, he will let you go. So I think these are some of the factors like some of these coaches are taking into this World Cup. And it's a tournament that goes maybe maximum 6 weeks. So within that time, there's a lot happening. And for you to succeed, you need a disciplined squad. a squad that can focus. So this is what coaches are doing. They're bringing in people they think they can have control, direction, and their system too. So we have to accept it. The likes of De Gea and Ramos, we know that these guys are going off the age now in football. They've done their own parts. They've acted on their own stage. Let's accept it and accommodate others now. We
All right.
always talk about the next generation. Yeah.
But we see Senegal, even though Mane is not match fit, but they risked it to include him in the squad, and he might probably get fit before the quarterfinal stage of the World Cup if Senegal happens to move to the quarterfinal stage. So, what do you think about that?
And Magdalene, nations like Mali, including Sadio Mane into the squad, is like he's an idol in the nation. We all know the impact Sadio Mane is creating within the Senegalese Football Association, the football national team, and also as a nation. Whether Sadio Mane wasn't fit to play or not, he's going to be included in that squad as a motivator.
Okay.
So he's a different scenario compared to like these bigger nations. Because his own issues, it can be viewed in different aspects. Like will seem like an idol as a motivator among the team. Just like, the way Ghana, was it Mensah at the time that he was injured? They also take him to the Nations Cup as a what? As a motivator among the boys. So that's what the Senegalese, because they know he's their catalyst.
All
Cannot
right.
let him down.
Okay, so you have a couple of guys also missing the likes of Pogba. They're gonna miss the World Cup, and it's a difficult situation. And also, what do you
Can't say
think
it's out.
about? What do you think about the missing names? The some players who played in 2018 won't be part of this one due to injury.
It's Magdalene, it's football. I think as an athlete, one of your major or your biggest enemies is what we call injuries. And if you are able to manage yourself through a season not being injured, trust me, you are the most blessed and luckiest athlete in the world.
Yeah, and the likes of
Because that's
Sancho,
what,
Jordan Sancho, we miss it.
yeah, you see, that's what can destabilize your seasonal plan as an athlete so easily.
All right.
So they
Okay.
have to accept it. It's football, it's sports. Injuries are
So
part of the life.
so we've seen majority of the teams with their team sheet now. Some new boys got called up like the Manchester United man, the number 3, the smiling guy.
Sure.
Even as Salone, they call her Tit Kalilu. It's not look sure. Together, Malaysia.
Oh,
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So but Emmanuel, which team are you rooting for in the World Cup?
Oh, come on. The darling England.
First Arsenal fan.
And
You always expect Arsenal fan to support France. They always
no.
disappoint us.
I'll go with England and next Australia.
Okay. Khadija, what about you? You have a situation between UK, England and the US.
With the England and the US, there's no situation. The USA to me are rubbish. They're men. Their men don't
Yeah.
stand a chance. In England, they'd bottle it. They panic in the game for some reason and they'll draw. But I want England to win. Personally, I think England deserve a win.
All right. So you're rooting for England in the World Cup.
Yes.
All right. I think all of us are England, France. I'm rooting for England as well. And for the African teams going to the cup, I'm rooting for all the African teams. I want them to go as far as winning the trophy. Emmanuel, what do you think about that?
I wish my African brothers well, Magdalene.
All right, thank you. But I will be watching Australia from the back of my TV.
And Magdalene,
Uh,
I want you to take a look at this Australia team that we are presenting. You see this boy and Cool Garang, that Newcastle has just signed, if they gave him a time, he will create an headline in this World Cup.
Now, I'm not
Today is
against
game.
Australia. I have two teams like you. I'm with England, Australia, and I have two and a half team plus Africa, so it's three. So the half is Portugal because of my love for CR7. So it's
Oh,
like that. So if by any means I will be sympathizing with Portugal, but my focus is England, second is Australia, and all the African teams, I'll be supporting them. And Australia is good. I watched Australia against Japan.
yeah.
They are not that fantastic, but I think the coach just managed to improve on the team a
Yeah.
little bit, and that's better. So we hope for the best in the World Cup. Quick one to the Premier League. Arsenal topping in Christmas. Manchester United, we are fifth. Chelsea keep losing. Liverpool, we don't know where they are. Man City disappointing us because we are against Arsenal, but City disappointing us.
Magdalene, I love your analysis. I think so far so good, and we are so proud of how the English Premier League is going. And Arsenal was referred to as the elephant sitting on the tree that will soon break. And recently we realized that the elephant is building a castle on top of the tree branch. So, and we're sure that that castle will be extended after the Christmas break. And let's see how it goes. And we really appreciate what, the stinking bee did this morning to Manchester City. And it shows how interesting the English Premier League is getting. That
Mhm.
they're no long, it's not like big guns anymore in English Premier League. Anybody can beat anybody. So it's all about your match preparation. Who
And
was expecting such a devastation from Aston Villa towards Manchester United?
don't
But
go
it's
there.
football.
We've replied. We've replied. We knocked them out in the EFL. We have to go now because Khadija have to go. I don't because Emmanuel you want to infiltrate. You want
I
to you want to
I
go where you
reserve
should not go.
my analysis.
I'm drawing the line, a line of demarcation. You don't have to. You have to stay here. Don't go this side because I'm not a happy woman. I'm not a
I'm
happy
very
woman.
sorry. I
Yesterday,
reserve my analysis. I'm just checking my next
I
door.
lost the Sydney Derby as well. I lost the Sydney Derby. It was disappointing yesterday.
I was coming to that point.
Don't
Magdalene
go
was
there
coming to that point. We
because Sydney
Wanderers are
FC.
very happy. I was very super excited yesterday.
Emmanuel, you're not a good fan. You are not a good. You are once with us. It was once with Sydney FC, and this season it took transfer. It's
Yeah,
now
I
with
went
Wanderers.
I
That's
transferred to
bad.
Wanderers.
That's bad. That's disappointing.
Look, Khadija,
All
let me be
right.
sincere. We just built our stadium, and our first match we lost in our new stadium. I was like, no, I
That's
can't
why you.
handle this.
That's why
I
you
moved.
leave. Don't worry, we are building. We are building. We are starting with Everton. We are going to beat Everton in 5 days' time in the friendly
Oh,
match. They will be
okay.
coming. Everton and Celtic will be coming to Sydney to play friendlies. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that. We are dealing with
I-
them. We are
I'll be
going now.
watching you guys from the back of the TV.
All right, thank you. But Wanderers will also play. They are playing for the Sydney Cup, so Wanderers will
Yeah,
also play.
and we're
So
gonna win it.
no, we'll handle Wanderers. That's is Sydney FC. It's for the Sky Blue. Max
Watch our
Travis Scott.
fantastic. We had a very good goal yesterday in the derby. Watch us, Wanderers. We come in very
I'm not
strong.
watching any highlights. Max Tribune Sport. It will be lovely. We get one of the stakeholders from the Football Association as well to talk about the future planning for women football. That's great. It's a great idea. I'll try to get one of them to talk about that. And Idrissa says I'm watching from Freetown. Sure, Max, if she can bring Sori Ibrahim or Benson, yes, I'll try to do that. Unisa, a question for Khadija. There's what she's asking. There's life after football. So, what will she want to pursue after a career?
I do computer science, so probably something in data.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I would like to see you in Google. We have a couple of Sierra Leoneans now there. Was Sade not doing the same job, Emmanuel? She was saying something like that last week.
Yes, yes.
Like,
She
yeah,
she,
she's
she
working
does
for
like
one of
graphic designs.
yeah, yeah, Yeah,
graphic design.
it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'll keep you two. I will keep some of you. Mr. Emmanuel, I will keep tissue for you. Okay. Alpha of Cape Verde. Alpha said it's about England and Argentina all the way. I know why it's about Argentina because of that short tunku, but we're not over I know now. That short tunku. I'm making it about Argentina.
He's the goat. Come on, Maggie.
He's not. He's a dwarf. All right, Stan Ellen is saying the German team have been struggling with natural number 9 players like Klose, Mario Gomez. What are your take on Germany don't having a natural number 9? Quick one, Emmanuel, for Germany. Do you think they'll struggle in this? They will have to struggle in this World Cup because of lack of appointed striker, but they still have
Timo Werner.
yeah, they have one. They have what's the guy's name that used to score for them? The tall guy in Bayern Munich.
Muller.
Yeah, Muller, Thomas.
They have Thomas Muller. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have Thomas Muller. And Magdalene, I think for Germany, there's nothing like a constraint. When you take a close and statistics view presently of the performance of Werner, I think he's there to make a difference for them this particular tournament.
Oh,
And I was viewing his appearances lately. I think he has made something like, is it 16 appearances, and he has scored something like 15 goals. So he's one of the most clinical attackers presently Germany is taking into this tournament.
all right.
We are not giving him more attention because people are not viewing the German league as we view the
English.
La Liga and the English Premier League. But when Werner departed from Chelsea, his game has vast improved
Okay.
compared to Ryan Sterling coming over to
For
Chelsea,
Chelsea. Yeah.
statistically. So
Yeah.
for me, with him pairing up, it can make a difference.
And one thing I want to say, Manuel, the England team is not that much. I'm not expecting much because the reason why, look at the National League. England didn't win any match. And going into the World Cup without winning any match is questionable for Southgate. But we'll take that next week because we have to go now. And
No, it's
quick
not.
one, Khadija, your friend wants you to speak Creole. She's like, at least one Creole. How the body?
The body fine. Wait,
body
I have to
fine.
say stuff. I do know how to say stuff.
Kusheo.
Yeah, I can say
Kusheo.
Kusheo.
Okay.
Left me bo. Like I know Creole. I just don't speak it.
You don't eat bulgur?
That's good.
Yeah.
You don't eat bulgur?
Yeah. Oh, I don't eat bulgur. I can understand it. That's what that matters.
All right, now we're going. So, what will be your message to our viewers, and what should we expect from you in the next couple of months?
Hopefully, you'll be seeing more of me with the Sierra Leone team and getting more involved with everything national team, I guess. Yeah, that's it. I just thank you for listening to me, I guess. And then, yeah, I hope to be involved a lot more with the Sierra Leone national team in the coming months. And then, yeah, make an impact.
Emmanuel?
And Magdalene, first and foremost, I want to tell my sister that the aspiration is high. The dream is there. Even if the worst comes up, keep it up, my sister. The sky should never be your limit. And to viewers out there, we want to say thank you to you all. And to our darling Maggie of Mag Tribune Sports, I want to say thank you, for bringing this powerful and most dynamic program to the world. You're making a difference within and out of the nation. And from your own side and from especially the Cape Verde side, We want to say thank you for what you
Now,
do.
now both vote of thanks una they do. una una goalkeeper and McDonald bug I buy from yesterday. McDonald's. That's not enough. I need something better.
We know we're
McDonald's
getting there.
is
We're
cheap.
getting there.
$12 is cheap. Tell Vandy to buy me something from $50 and above. Next time I call him and say I'm hungry, I need something $50 and above. Not, I know Alpha is watching. Not
Well
16.
noted.
All right, we're going now. But Eunice, you just the ask all kind of question. Khadija, do you have any relationship with Guinea? I hope no.
Oh. My grandpa.
Oh.
Oh, Jarama. Can you talk fuller?
No, not properly.
Jarama.
Junko Nani.
Nani. All right, there we're going now. We're saying bye-bye, but I'm going to be following Khadija. Magdalene, I will need to give you a word because you are doing a tremendous job. Thank you, Nathaniel. I think our old people are going to watch. Okay, before we go, let's play this all quick.
Yeah.
But this owl not them face that they show Emmanuel. They're not play no voice. They just show him more, their face there no more. Like now Facebook I watch. Eh?
No.
They just Humphrey of all people there. Where's the advertisement? Where's the advertisement? Okay, Alpha say next meal on him. All right, I know now manager. Chairman don't talk. All thing done. I don't be
So be it. But I told you it's noted. We not talk can do.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Khadija. Thanks for joining us. I'll be following you on your Instagram to look at your goal scoring progress, your midfield, your assisting, and then I'll be reporting to the public. That's my role. All right, guys, watch out. Next week we'll host another beautiful lady, in this show to talk about her football career. So we are talking today. We have Mariatu in the line. We have Aisha. We have lots of them. Thanks to Khadija for that. Rashida too for that. Killing gas. Are they beef you first? Are they beef you that Arsenal you day? Me Arsenal boy. Now I'm going to send message to me. They take 2 hours before I read them. Me Arsenal people. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us. Khadija, I hope for talk to you. Keep me updated, anything, so I go inform the public. And then hopefully we'll see you in the green, white, and blue when next we get international match.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks. And have a nice night, Emmanuel, and have a good day, Khadija. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Magdalene. Good having me here.
Yeah.